This is Akin aka Jack is the Truth. I'm here at the Daniel Dubois Gorman fight. I'm delighted to be joined by the one and only Dean Whyte. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Yourself?
Really good. It's really good to see you here. What were your thoughts on the fight? We're just seeing Daniel Dubois absolutely destroy Nathan Gorman. What do you think?
Absolutely, that was a good performance by him. He stood behind his jab and used, it was cagey early. And I think that shows just the inexperience with these boys, you know what I mean? But what they did is he started to use his jab and started to catch him later on with the right. For me, Gorman, he didn't impress me as much as he looked on the pad. I expected a little bit more from him, to be a bit more patient. He's had a little bit more fights, he's a little bit more older, he's a little bit more seasoned. You know what I mean? I did expect a little bit more, but listen, this is boxing. Sometimes when you get in this stage, this kind of thing happens and you get in there and he fought. He played into Daniel's hands a little bit, exchanging too much, you know what I mean? But listen, this is boxing. This is a fight game. He's a fighting man. He went out on his shield. So, credit to him. But the better man won on the night,
What do you think Nathan Gorman is on the landscape of heavyweight boxing? Your brother is notorious for making a comeback after a loss this early. What do you think he is in the landscape?
Do you know what? Listen, those boys, not being funny, I heard them saying if they win, they're going to be on world level. They're a little bit below that yet. But Daniel, I think he's the right man. He's got a fantastic jab. All he needs to do is experience and keep working. If these guys match him correctly, you know what I mean, he's definitely one for the future. 21 years old, he could have a very long career. Gorman, he just needs to go back to the drawing board and just go back and watch the tape and see where the mistakes he made. I think the mistake he made, he didn't go and box his own game plan, and he fell into Dubois' plan and tried to fight the bigger, the younger and stronger and hungry man. Bad mistake, and he ended up getting knocked the hell out. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate.
We also got the chance to see JoJo's take on Bryant Jennings. Watching that fight, it really made me think towards Dillian Whyte's task next week. Oscar Rivas obviously took Bryant Jennings to the final round and knocked him out, but Bryant Jennings was very resilient against what's it called?
That fight for me, you know what, I had Bryant Jennings winning. I'm very sorry. That was definitely a hometown decision. You know what, listen, Joe's a big, strong juggernaut. Exactly what he did. He never stopped punching, but I don't see how they had him winning by like 10 rounds. For me, I didn't see that. The big shots, the snapping headback shots was coming from Bryant Jennings. You could see the experience in him and the ring craftsmanship where he kept missing, he slipped, he ducked. Listen, that was a good fight for Joe Joyce, you know what I mean? He'd only gained experience, and invaluable experience, you know what I mean? But I didn't have him winning that fight, I'm sorry.
Yep, a lot of the people in the crowd didn't like it either. Let's talk about your brother, Bray. How's he feeling towards his task next week?
Do you know, he's all right, man. He's just in the gym now, trained earlier. He's just relaxing, ticking over. Next week's here, all week we've got a lot of media stuff happening. Next week, we're looking for an explosive knockout or just whatever, the W, irrespective. But he's going to go out there, he's going to put on a boxing clinical. Rivas said he believed he might be overlooking him. Ridiculous. He doesn't overlook anyone. At the end of the day, he always works hard, irrespective of who the opponent is. He puts in his best in the gym and gives it his all. Next week, you guys are going to see he's going to come out here and give it his all again, and hopefully we get a spectacular knockout. They said he's got a one-punch pony to their foot. I'm sure there'll be other shots, and they're going to be very surprised which shot he's going to be taken out with. So let's see what happens next week.
We're certainly excited to see it. Dean, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Thank you for talking to the Boxing Voice.
Thanks very much, as always.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.